What's going on, everybody? This is Jamal from the Hog Sty. I just want to go ahead and, before we get started, give a little quick introduction of what we got going on and what we got planned for the future. It won't take too long, I promise you. But yeah, I mentioned on Twitter maybe a day or two ago, that the Hog Sty had something planned, and well, here it is for YouTube specifically. We just want to introduce a new aspect of our network. Obviously, we're not pros in this film breakdown. We're not professionals. We did not play pro ball. However, we do provide some insight and some perspective into what we see on the field and the players that we do have on our team. And with that being said, this year we do plan to implement this a little bit more and share what we see on the field. And I mean, we're open to being wrong. Things like that, open to different opinions. However, we will give you what we see, the best to our ability. And with that being said, our first couple of clips will be from the rookies, the 2019 rookies that the Redskins drafted this year, starting with Dwayne Haskins. And as you can see right here, one of the first few plays, well, our games actually started from, it's actually one game for Dwayne Haskins, and we have one game from pretty much from each rookie. We'll be able to display what we see and what they bring to the table. So for Dwayne Haskins, the first thing was the rumors about, his mobility in the pocket and mobility in general. You see that Dwayne Haskins is a guy who the rumors are that he's a statue. And that's just simply not true. One of the things that he brings to the table is, the read option, the RPO, run pass option. Urban Meyer ran that a lot in Ohio State. And for a quarterback to be mobile, you don't have to necessarily be running a 4.5 or 4.4 like RG3 for former Redskins fans. You don't have to do that. You simply have to be able to maneuver well inside the pocket and escaping the pocket. And Dwayne Haskins does that. So whoever started that immobility thing or statue thing, it's just simply not true. And we'll have a few plays from you here. In this game, Dwayne Haskins made a great impact on the ground. That first play you saw the read option keep. This play right here, you'll see I'll back it up just a little bit. This play right here, you'll see Dwayne Haskins. I think it is man-man coverage from Maryland. But you see the pocket. He has a little crease inside the pocket, and there's nobody covering him or checking him. So what does he do? He runs to the open void. Easy. I mean, number 7's back is towards him. So it's man-to-man coverage. He recognizes that pretty quickly, able to escape the pocket, which is a good thing. Again, another read option keep, first down. And Haskins is a big body guy. Wow. I don't know off the top of my head. What is he, like 230? Somebody can tell me in the comments. He's around 230, and that's a really good thing. You have a quarterback who can, he's not going to be low on his shoulder or anything, but he's going to be heavy to bring down. He's going to be tough to bring down. And those type of quarterbacks, are very valuable. Quarterback sneaks at the goal line, 4th and 1 inches, goal to goal, things like that. It's very beneficial for an offense. And, that's something that Haskins brings to the table as well. You had that with Alex Smith. He was a bigger body, 6'4", 230, something like that. And it worked out well for him occasionally. Here, right, you see, and it'll be a replay with this one. You see that Haskins, and this is a minor critique here, but you got to critique it. You see that Haskins gets, I wouldn't say confused, but he's a little bit stubborn on this play, in which he stares down the field a little bit too long without making a decision. So at this point, you see that the receivers are covered, and you're getting pressure on your right side. You can sense the pressure. However, he's not escaping the pocket. He's not getting rid of the ball. And this is something that, as you go along, you'll understand that you have to get rid of the ball a little bit quicker in the NFL, make quicker decisions, and things like that. For example, I don't remember the down on this play particular. I want to assume it's first down. But when you have this type of play, and imagine if it was 3rd and 7 or something like that, this is a sack that you can't take. You cannot do it. So he tries to escape the pocket. You'll see that, he fails. He waits a little bit too late. Pressure's in his face already. and that's just something that again, he'll have to work on in terms of getting the ball out a little bit quicker, or trying to scramble or extend the play a little bit quicker than what he did. Here we go right here. This is, now everybody's gonna like this because this is actually primarily the receiver, and you see his arm strength is on display for the most part. But that's Terry McLaurin, our 3rd round draft pick. Burner's on display, the 4.3 speed. Haskins underthrew it just a little bit. For obvious reasons, you want him to be out there in stride, not stop, not break his stride. But it works well. At the end of the day, it's a touchdown. The receiver worked for the ball. He got the ball, and that's the end of that. However, one of the things that I noticed when dealing with Haskins or watching Haskins, even though he had a good game, he accounted for, I think, like 400 or 500 yards against Maryland. But the decision making, you don't see all the turnovers. Haskins had 2 turnovers this game, but it could have been more. And one of these plays right here, you see a 3rd and 9, and I'll let it run through. Now, if the defender turns around, number 7, who again, he got beat again. He got beat a couple times today on this day, excuse me. And I'll rewind this, but you'll see. Let me go back. The decision to throw it into double coverage like that, you get bailed out by a penalty because 7 can't check 83. And 83 makes a hell of a catch. So there is no fault by the receiver. There is more so fault on the quarterback and the defender. You can't make that decision. And as you saw a preview of the next play, it kind of cost him because he's staring down his receivers a little bit too much. And this is what happens on this play as well. And again, they'll show a replay after this pick 6, but you'll see his eyes never leaves his number 1 target. And the defenders read that well. The middle of the defense reads it well, and they jump right on it. And so you see this, the curl right here, and I think it's curls on both the tight end and the receiver. And the defense is flowing to it, with ease. Haskins never look at number 7. Haskins never turns away from his target. And easy break on the ball, that's that. Pick 6. So yeah, things like that when you get into the pros, it's easy. It becomes easy for a defense once they understand how you play. Once they understand you're kind of hard to get off your reads. They're kind of hard to get off your first read or first or second read. It becomes easier for a defense. You can even pressure, send a lot of pressures or different blitzes, coverages that's unique to the NFL and something that they haven't seen. Mixed coverages in college. So again, that's just one thing that you saw from this game that he had a really good game from. However, you saw some of the mistakes that, truthfully, Maryland went up 2 touchdowns on multiple occasions. To say that they didn't have a chance or that Ohio State had a few times in which they could have lost it, that is the complete truth. Here you have a 3rd and goal. 14 runs a China route. For my sake, that's what I call it. It's basically a slant, and you hit a straight line towards the pylon if you were in the end zone. But he's not in the end zone right now. But anyway, where are we? There you go. The China route to the end zone, 14. Now, as you notice, that was 3rd and goal. This is in the second half of the game. Ohio State is trailing by a touchdown at this point. You really want to worry. Not worry. I don't think that's the good word to use. But you want to focus on quarterbacks and how they react or how they perform on critical down and distances. For example, this is a 3rd and goal. They're down 7 towards the end of the game. How does he perform at the goal line? You can't settle for field goals. Maryland is putting the pressure on your defense. You cannot settle for a field goal at this point. Even though I believe they probably would have went for it. But that's neither here or there. The very next play, and it's a beautiful pass. I'll rewind it, but the precision in which he threw it, you got the arm talent on display. You're able to throw it away from the corner and the safety in the middle of the field. Now, in the NFL, you see that number one makes a play on the ball too. That's what they get paid to do. In the NFL, they get paid to do these things. So, while you can argue it was a poor pass, I don't think it was a poor pass. I think he put it right there intentionally for his receiver to go get that ball. And I mean, number one made the smart play by diving for it or catching it and falling immediately to the ground. And that's what you want from a smart receiver. You don't want him to get killed. This is another example of his mobility. People say that his mobility is in question. I say it's there. That is a non-issue. Now, what I don't like about this is the throw. This is a tough and difficult catch for number 14. You can see where the ball placement is right here. I didn't like it. It's low and to the inside. I mean, that is fine in itself. But you don't want your receiver sliding like that. The degree of difficulty in terms of the catch, it becomes more of a factor. Because if he was to drop it, then, I mean, of course, you'll say that's a bad pass by Dwayne. You have to put it where he can, where he doesn't have to adjust to that degree. Here, I mentioned earlier, Dwayne is a big body quarterback. Here, you'll see that he scores a touchdown. He had 3 touchdowns on the ground, I believe, or 2 touchdowns on the ground, which is incredible in this game. But you see, there's a fumble, a bad play before him. That's not his fault. But he takes it into his own hands. Instead of giving the handoff to the running back, he just goes ahead and runs for the sneak. And, that's very beneficial to anybody's offense, especially if you can run the read option. That's another Kirk Cousins for Jay Gruden. He ran that to perfection near the goal line in the red zone, critical down and distances. So that worked out well for Jay Gruden and Kirk Cousins. You have another guy in Dwayne Haskins who's essentially capable and very willing to run the read option. There is no bad deal when it comes to Dwayne Haskins doing that. Here, 3rd and 8, you see they're down 7. What does Haskins do? Fires a strike. He kept them alive all game for the most part. Of course, he had some issues, and we're pointing them out. We've pointed them out to this point, and there's a couple more that I want to show to you all. But he fires a bullet falling. He slips. There was no defender near him. He slips, and he still has the arm strength and velocity to get the ball to the receiver and away from the defenders. Now, there are a few quarterbacks in the NFL who could do that, but as you're slipping and you have that arm strength and accuracy to do that away from 4 and 20, that's very impressive. Here's just a fade route. Now, Skins fans love the fade route. I'll rewind it again. Skins fans love them because we don't have a quarterback who could do it. So, of course, you're going to cover a quarterback who's able to do it high and away from the cornerback. It's a perfect throw, perfect fade. The defender's not getting it. Stood no chance. Now, again, I mentioned down and distances, critical situations. How do you perform? I believe this is 4th and 1. There's no issue because the pass was completed. However, as you see, as I'm about to show you, Dwayne Haskins had, I would say, a little bit of nerves. He didn't follow through with his form. His feet was a little bit off the ground. I don't think there was no feet planted. 4th and 1, any other distance than 4th and 1, 4th and 2, 4th and 3, maybe 4th and 4. Oh, I mean, definitely 4th and 4, excuse me. Maybe 4th and 2, but definitely 4th and 4, 4th and 3. I think that's an issue. You have to have a little bit more confidence in these throws. This is a big moment. This is the game on the line. Now, you saw 13 stop at the catch. There's nothing but space out here. Nothing but space. Throw the ball. Throw it. It's a little bit low. 31 he was there. But, I mean, had it been, again, 3 or 4 yards, I think he scored. And that's a turnover on downs. And this is important because the very next play you will see the same exact concept as we enter the final play of Dwayne Haskins. The very same concept. And look how he throws it. Out there. Just like that. So quick. It's not 4th down either. And that just shows you the two differences between how he felt on 4th down and how he felt with a new set of downs. Get it out there. So, again, when it comes to Haskins, He was a headache again for the Terps. All defense all day. They couldn't stop him. 6 total touchdowns. Around 60 yards rushing from my memory. That is not immobility. That is not a statue in the pocket. He kept plays alive as best he could. He made himself a threat. And Redskins, when it comes to Haskins, has a quarterback whose mobility in and out of the pocket is very good. He has a strong arm, but I just believe he has to improve on his decision making. As we talked about the interception and the play before on 3rd and 9, throwing into double coverage, but McLaurin saving him. Maybe he has to recognize coverages better. Who knows? Time will tell as that storyline develops. I think some of those throws he won't be able to get away with in the pros. But again, very good quarterback in my opinion. I'm excited to see what he does. But we displayed his good and we displayed his bad. And as we wrap this up, this is our intro to the film, Hog Sty Film Breakdown. I hope you guys appreciated it. Please follow us on YouTube or subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter at the Hog Sty. You'll see our information on there, and you can follow me as well. If you want to find me, you can find me at _AYYMUAL.